Let's look at how to graph a quadratic function when it is given to us in standard form. Standard form is f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. The process that we're going to follow is we're going to first identify a, b, and c. Then we're going to find the equation for the axis of symmetry. We're going to find the coordinates of the vertex. We're going to find points on one side of the axis of symmetry. And then we're going to plot those points and actually graph our quadratic. So the first thing we're going to do is identify our a, b, and c. To do that, we're going to start with our original function, f of x equals 2x squared minus 4x minus 5. And we're going to compare that to the standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. And we can see that 2 is in the place of a, negative 4 is in the place of b, and negative 5 is in the place of c. So a is 2, b is a negative 4, and c is a negative 5. Now, once I've identified those, I'm going to move to the next step. The next step is to find the axis of symmetry. And the axis of symmetry is defined by the equation x equals negative b over 2a. We've already identified our a as 2 and our b as negative 4, so we're going to substitute those values in. And that gives me an axis of symmetry of x equals 1. I'm going to go ahead and graph my axis of symmetry using a dotted line. And I'm just going to dot down the x equals 1 line. The axis of symmetry splits my quadratic graph in half so that the sides are mirror images of each other. The next step I want to do is find the coordinates of the vertex. And to do that, I'm going to substitute the value I calculated for step 2 into my original function. So I'm going to find the value of my function when x equals 1. I'm going to follow my order of operations. I'm going to do my exponents first. Once I've calculated that f of 1 is a negative 7, so my vertex is 1, negative 7. And I'm going to graph that on my graph. And I'm going to put a point there. That's going to be my vertex for my graph. My next step is to find points that are on one side. Since this is a symmetric graph, I don't need to find points to both sides. So I'm going to create a table. Now, I'm giving myself 3 parts of my table because in the middle is where I'm actually going to do my calculation. And I'm going to choose positive points. So I'm going to use x equals 2 and x equals 3 and calculate my y's using those 2 points. So the 2 points I calculated are 2, negative 5, and 3, 1. Now I'm going to go on to my next step, and I'm going to graph those 2 points. So I'm going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put my 2, negative 5 in. That's 1 away from my axis, so I'm going to go to 1 on the other side and plot a matching point. And then I'm going to go to 1, 3, 1. That is 2 away from my axis, so I'm going to go 2 on the other side and plot a matching point. And then I'm going to just draw in my parabola like that.